Hi ActonTV, welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Vika Soni here with
George Cox, and we have a great show coming up. What do we have?
We have Singing in the Rain rehearsals from RJ Gray. What else do we have, George?
We have the 5th annual Masquerade Ball to benefit the Rotary charities. ActonTV's there every year to cover the event.
That's great. And we also have opioid presentation with the Middlesex District Attorney, Marion Ryan. I'm really excited to see what she has to say.
And then we also have a new senior center update and a tour of their gym. All this and more on this edition of
Talk of the Town.
ActonTV was on hand for the 5th annual Masquerade Ball from the Boxborough Regency to benefit the local Rotary charities.
I'd love to welcome you all to the 5th annual Rotary Masquerade Ball for the benefit of the Loaves and Fishes Food Pantry and the Acton Community Supper. And please. This evening we have a wonderful array of entertainment as we are going to taste the world tonight in both food, wine, and dancing. So this evening, we're going to start off by introducing the presidents of the Littleton Rotary Club and the Acton Boxborough Rotary Club, and then we're going to explain how the evening is going to go. So thank you so much for all of you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm president of the Littleton Rotary Club, and I want to welcome everybody here this evening to enjoy this 5th annual Masquerade Ball. There's a lot planned for the evening this evening as far as dancing and the dinner, but also to put a bid on auction for your favorite wine. There's a lot of different wines over there that you have a choice of, so enjoy doing that, and she'll explain what's going to happen every hour. So enjoy your evening, join your fellowship friends, and with each Rotary Club, the Acton Boxborough and the Littleton. And be merry and dance. Have your fun dancing. Enjoy yourselves. So again, welcome and enjoy the evening.
Good evening, all fellow Rotarians and guests. Welcome, as always. We're very excited to be a part of this event, and really want to thank Joe and Corinne for their vision and their leadership. As Rotarians, we believe in service above self, and that's what we do as community service, as evidenced by this event. So please join us with the fellowship in front of this event, and again, welcome.
кармане, танцуя на гуляне, открыли новый стиль. Штиблеты и сапожки, под русские гармошки, под двери стук и ложки прославили кадриль. Теперь почти забытая, гитарами забитая, но все же непокорная, жива кадриль задорная. Эй, тарадари-тарим-та, 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 тарадари-там, тарадари-тарим-та, 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 тарадари-там. На дедов мы похожи, и селье любим тоже, кадриль забыть не можем, улыбка в ней стать. Окончена работа, опять пришла суббота, и нам с тобой охота кадриль потанцевать. Кадриль моя сердечная, старинная, но вечная, порой чуть-чуть курьезная, смешная и серьезная.
Good evening. So I'm Joe Badenhoff. Hi, Deb. It's a fun night. I have two honors tonight. I'm going to go through some of our sponsors who without this evening is not possible. And to run that list, so TD Bank and Huntington Learning Center are our top two premier sponsors. They put up the top level in making this a great start. And that's exactly where I start in sponsors, and it makes it a lot easier to go from there. I work for TD Bank. It is a pleasure to be involved in our local communities to enhance our brand. And fighting hunger solves problems in any way. Kids can't learn if they can't eat. Adults can't work if they can't eat. And if any of you have ever been at one of these food pantries, even in a town like Acton, there are families there that need it. And that little bit of assistance truly changes their lives. Jackie. So Jackie is from Huntington Learning Center. I'm gonna give her a moment to speak about why her and her business decided to support this event.
Hello, so I'm Jackie Nickel from Huntington Learning Center. First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here. Huntington's really proud to be a sponsor of this event, and it's exciting to see the room really full. The reason that we sponsor this event is because, as Joe said, you can't learn if you're hungry. So having food security is a big part of getting a good education. Huntington likes to work with the community and give back when we can. And so that's why we chose to sponsor this event. I did bring a couple of things for parents in the room about note-taking and study skills. So there's a couple newsletters over there if you wanted to grab them, a little bit of information about Huntington if you're interested. But it's just, we want to be here to support the community, and we thought this would be a great way to give back because, again, you can't learn if you're hungry. So food security is very important. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
ActonTV was at the Singing in the Rain rehearsals at RJ Gray. We were so excited.
I'm singing in the rain.
Just singing in the rain. And we're really excited to see them sing in the rain, so let's go do that.
6, 5, 6, go!
Moses supposes his roses are roses. The Moses supposes erroneously.
Marvelous, now split in half and follow along!
The show this year is Singing in the Rain.
Make them laugh, make them laugh, make them laugh.
So it starts out with these two like big silent movie stars, Lena Lamont and Don Lockwood. I'm Charlie Morse. I'm playing Don Lockwood. He's basically like a big celebrity actor. He and the film company he's part of goes through the talkies This is a problem for Don because his, quote, immortal screen lover has a really ugly voice.
What's wrong with me? Why doesn't he kiss me?
My name is Emma Early, and I'll be playing Lena Lamont. And essentially, Lena Lamont does not have a very pleasant voice.
Me? What's wrong with him?
Now, Lena's voice is really,
Like,
High pitch.
yeah, like weird.
interesting.
It's like,
I can't
So,
stand you.
they're
That's
trying
actually
to make
very accurate.
a talking movie.
When the talkies come out, which are talking pictures, they realize that she can't really star in them because no one knows how bad her voice is. So they bring in Kathy Selden, who kind of dubs for her voice. And meanwhile, Dawn and Kathy fall in love.
So, Dawn meets an actor named Kathy Selden, who has an amazing voice.
I'm Sophia Gorno, and I play Kathy Selden.
In my imagination, I searched for starlit skies so bright.
Kathy Selden is a kind and very determined character.
There I saw you in the
My favorite scene, I really like the Lucky Star scene,
You are my
which is when Kathy's taken into audition.
heart. I saw you from afar.
Can you talk a little bit about the Singin' in the Rain musical number that you get to perform?
oh, definitely, that's my favorite thing to do. Just singing in the rain. So, I think it's the best because it has the best combination of dancing and props, the umbrellas. I'm happy again. I think it came together for a really cool effect.
I'm Aiden Barnett.
I'm Donovan McCammon.
I'm Anthony Tyler.
Basically, we're working the mics on some of the characters, especially ones with lead roles.
Usually if they're quiet.
Yeah, usually if they're quiet.
And then back here we have a light board where we control the lights up front, and then we have 2 spotlights outside of the booth on stage.
And usually we just kind of rotate around for who does that.
Yeah, it's pretty involved during some songs, especially when you're changing the mics on and off for different people. It's just kind of hard, and you gotta like figure out who to press, and it's pretty involved.
I just love using mice and basically any electronics.
Yeah,
Just my thing.
my favorite's soundboard or light boarding.
My favorite sound.
Spotlight.
I don't really like doing spotlight. I just don't like doing it.
He's short.
Yeah, because I'm short. I need a stool.
I'm basically towering over that too, so.
That's the Broadway melody.
It's been a really great experience. Everyone is so supportive and caring, and they're really great people to work with. It's been actually really fun. Everybody's pretty friendly with each other.
Broadway rhythm, it's got me. Everybody
It's been amazing. I think the show is coming along really well, and everyone's working so hard, and it's definitely been a really good experience for me. I feel like I've learned a lot.
And I just really enjoyed the experience altogether.
great white way in each merry cafe. Orchestras play, taking your breath away with a Broadway rhythm. Broadway rhythm. Broadway rhythm, it's got me. Everybody sing and dance.
So, what do you think? It's a little hard to imagine. Could you do it for me again?
People should come to see the show because it's such a classic. There's really great dance numbers as well as costumes, and there's some pretty funny scenes in it. It's definitely a comedy show. People should come see the show because we worked so hard, and it's a really good show that'll make everyone laugh and smile. It's awesome, and you'll get to see our work live.
They put a
It's
lot
also
of
a
hard work
classic.
into it. It's a classic. It's great.
Here's Michael Choten of the Senior Center with an update about their annual Friends Fair and a tour of their new gym.
Hi, I'm Michael Choten from Acton's Council on Aging Board to tell you about a few things going on at our new Senior Center. We hope you are able to join us for our annual Friends Fair on Saturday, November 18th. It was a huge success. The place was packed with holiday shoppers searching for the perfect one-of-a-kind gift, from which there were many to choose from. We also had a huge table of homemade goodies that were delicious. The fair is a big fundraiser for the Friends of the Council on Aging, and all proceeds will go a long way towards keeping up the great programs we offer throughout the year. Now we have some good news to share with you. Our fitness room is operational and open for business. Here's a walkthrough of some of the equipment. The room is originally for an overflow from the classes, but we expect people will be using it in general. The first machine here is a recumbent bike, so it works just like your standard recumbent bike that many people use in their homes. The second machine is a recumbent stepper. It's very similar to the recumbent bike. You lean back, basically, and you can use it as a step machine. The third machine here is an elliptical trainer. And just like you have in your normal gym, you can get onto it and work out to your own pace. In fact, all three of these are basically manual type machines that you can work to any level you want. You can set levels if you want to operate within a specific heart range, for example. The last machine is your standard treadmill. Again, you have the capability here of running it in manual mode or in one of the pre-select modes. There's a hill mode, workout mode, for if you want to use a special heart rate or if you want to use some combination of items. And you could set it for whatever time you want. You will need to be trained on how to use the equipment before you can get started, but it's easy and you'll love the benefits you get from building your muscles and core strength. So come on in and join me. The fitness room is a great addition to the exercise classes we offer. You can get additional details on everything in our monthly bulletin. The Senior Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. You don't need an invitation to stop by. If you are 60 or older, you are always welcome. For the Council on Aging Board, I'm Michael Choten. Thank you for watching.
Coming up next is the opioid presentation with the Middlesex District Attorney Marian Ryan. It's really interesting to hear her talk about what the Middlesex community is doing to prevent the opioid epidemic, and we're really interested to see what she has to say.
What are some of the things the Commonwealth are doing to curtail the opioid crisis?
I think there's a lot of programs, a lot of education programs going on. The physician management program is one. There's just an enormous amount of work being done with the medical schools in terms of putting in curriculum for our budding doctors about opioids. And really education, prevention. There's the enforcement piece, you know, at the district attorney's office. That's the piece that only we can do. We're really focused on getting the people who are making money off of this and bringing large amounts, particularly now of fentanyl, into the Commonwealth.
And what advice would you like to give families if they think maybe a granddaughter or a son or one of the family members has a problem?
I think you should always trust your instincts. If you think something is wrong, unfortunately, the odds are probably high that it is. I think involving, if it's a adolescent, involving that person's pediatrician. It is a pediatric disease. I think availing yourself of services through, we are rich in service agencies, so families preparing themselves, because what we do know is when somebody has that moment of clarity and they might be willing to accept help, that's a short window. And that's not the time that you can start researching what's out there. It's good to kind of have a plan in your pocket and be ready to go. And also to be helping yourself in terms of this is a family disease that affects everybody in the family, and trying to take care of each other while you're dealing with the struggle that somebody's having.
And we were here to talk to the seniors today. What are some of the things that they can do to protect themselves as far as, a family member trying to steal money or prescriptions? What should they look for?
Number one, it's awareness, and thinking through. Sometimes people who are struggling with addiction are good at giving excuses. So think about that. Think about that when you're parting with your possessions, whether it's money or credit cards, keeping an eye on their own prescriptions. Are drugs leaving the house? Where are they? Are they taking care of them? And also just being aware of the opportunity that they have. In Massachusetts, we have a lot of great services. People do not have to be afraid in their own home, depending on someone struggling with an addiction, because they fear it would mean they couldn't be in their own home. That's just not true. What has been challenging about the opioid epidemic is that we've been working very hard in our office, and I'll show you the numbers in a little bit, for just about 5 years on this issue. Across the state, enormous amount of money, talent, and resources being focused on this issue. And until just very recently, and I mean very recently, we couldn't seem to turn the corner. We were putting all this money, time, effort, and the numbers kept going up. It just wasn't responding like other things, which gave you a sense of two things. One, which is you just really can't underestimate, is the physiological strength of this addiction. We think addiction to cigarettes is tough to kick. The addiction to opioids is very, very difficult for somebody to overcome. So the strength of that and the pervasive nature of it. So that's kind of the challenge that we've been facing in all of this. Now, this year, calendar year 2017, as I said, it is the first time in all of this that we have seen an actual decline. We now have, right now in Middlesex County, since January 1st, we've had 193 deaths. That is still an average of 4.2 a week. So think about anything else. We got 4 people a week just in Middlesex County dying of this. And that will be about a 14% increase. If we can stay on track for the next 6 weeks, we will have about a 14 to 15% increase. What is particularly significant to us is where we first had our biggest surge, which was up in the Merrimack Valley. That's the place that was hit hardest. That's the place where we began our work. Our decline there is much higher. It's about 26, 27%. So that's a significant amount. It sort of shows you how long it takes for that work to take effect, because we started our work there and we've grown it around the county. There's a lot of money to be made in producing opioids. So pretty quickly, people went to making these semi-synthetics. All right, part the natural opium that you get from the plant and part man-made. So obviously then from every plant you can make 2 or 3 times as much, right? So you're mixing some of the natural stuff with the chemical stuff. And all of the semi-synthetics, they are the ones that you hear a lot. The heroin, the Dilaudid, Vicodin, OxyContin, Percocet. So if you've ever had a prescription for any of those, that was a semi-synthetic opioid, right? Again, keep in mind this is market-driven. Right, so people you still got to wait for the plants to grow for this. That has led us to synthetic, which are entirely man-made. These are opiates. They have all the properties of opiates, but they do not contain that actual opiate from the plant. They are entirely man-made. Methadone, which many people have heard of, which is often used to wean people off an opiate, and fentanyl. Fentanyl has a legitimate medical use as a painkiller. It is usually prescribed when you're going to have pain over a big area of the body. So, for instance, one of its biggest uses is you have spinal surgery or something. You've got a lot of nerves and body mass to cover. You will often get fentanyl in a patch. It's put on, it's a time-release patch as a painkiller. It is many, many times stronger than morphine. So remember I told you morphine's the gold standard. Fentanyl, many, many times stronger. That's why when you hear about the drugs that are on the street, where you have heroin or cocaine mixed with fentanyl, that's why so many people die, because it's just so much stronger. Right? When somebody's struggling with an addiction, has a moment of clarity, and they are willing maybe to go to treatment, maybe after an overdose or something, it's usually a short window. So somebody who says, yes, I overdosed yesterday, I wish I could get help, you can't say, well, give me a week to check that out. You know, a good thing to do is to have talked to some of these groups, kind of have a plan in place, so that if you have somebody who then says, I'm willing to get treatment, you know who you're going to call and where you're going to go with that. And then Minuteman Senior Services as well. They have really expanded their mission to help with so many grandparents who are raising grandchildren. You know, we get lots of people calling us grandparents now back with kids. You know, they forgot what you do with kids on school break, or how do you figure that all out, or what do you do about car seats, what do you do about all of that. So Minuteman is also a great resource for that.
And remember, you can see the full opioid presentation coming up on ActonTV, and this is going to be our last show of the year. And you're going away. Tell us what you're doing.
I'm going to India to be with my family for a couple of months, actually. And I'll be back in February, and we'll definitely do a show when I get back. And I'll be back February 14th, and I'll be ready to go again, George. I'm
Excellent
so
Valentine's Day, so make sure you take plenty of pictures so we can show them like on Talk of the Town. That would be awesome. Excellent. Well, if you have a show idea, or maybe you have a story idea, or you want to be a volunteer, you can drop us a line at
www.actontv.org.
We'd like to thank everybody for watching. We want to wish you happy holidays. And our next show is going to be the best of 2017. And I'm putting the entire staff on camera.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
All right.
I wish I could be there.
I know. You'll be there in spirit, though.
In spirit, yes, absolutely. Have a great Christmas and a great New Year's, everybody.
Thank you for watching.